Hello everyone, Josh here again. Haven't spoken to you in a while, I know, but I am still here. So, today's episode I want to talk to you about fear. Fear, what is it? Fear, for most of us, is just an emotional response to things that make us uncomfortable, especially when we don't understand it, when we don't have the experience to know how to deal with it, or it seems like it's somewhat of a threat to our very existence. So, what can we say are the things that we need to find out within our lives to identify what are the characteristics of fear? Because I believe when we understand what drives us to be afraid or to be fearful of things, that's when we can seize the control that we need over these situations and overcome. So I'm going to get right into it. So the first step, understand your fear. Understand what is the root of that thing that causes you to be inactive, that basically tells you, nah, I'm not going to take that step ahead. That thing that says at the back of your mind, you're not capable. That thing that says, I don't have the strength. So how do you go about doing that? I mean, it's easy to say, understand your fear. It's quite simple. Go to the specialist. Study the work of people who have known the experience of what you're going through and learn from them what you need to do to overcome your challenge. Seeking advice from people that have that capable knowledge, or they are capable of dealing with that kind of situation, they could walk you through the step-by-step process of their first experience and their 100th experience, so that you increase the size of your comfort zone on what you're capable of, because we generally are afraid of things that we do not understand how we are supposed to navigate, because we just lack competence, to put it bluntly. If you're not competent in something, that's where the anxiety kicks in, that's when the worry and the fear kicks in, and you just decide, I'm not going to go through it. So that's the first step. So the second step is to use okay, that was my dad sneezing. Yeah, so the second step is to use that positive imagination that you have, the thing that you have in your brain, to basically frame that childlike fantasy of the possibility of good things happening. All that simply does is that it prepares your mind to see opportunities. When you can see opportunities that could be aversive of the thing that you fear the most, the future that you don't want, then you can begin to start to take the actions of the things that you need to do to guide you towards that future. It's very simple. If you think positively, you can see positive outcomes. If you think negatively on things, you can mainly only see negative outcomes. We have to get our minds in a position where we can easily identify the possibilities, identify the steps, identify the particular, let's say, avenues or routes that you can take. Because if you don't, then there's nothing else for you to see but failure. So another step is, and I've said this before for other videos, use some deep breathing practices, especially in situations where you are confronted with violence, or situations where you're confronted with a very aggressive person who's, they're just in your face for bacchanal and that kind of wildness, and they're just up in your face like, like, hey boy, father boy, come to give a little thunder boy, pressure boy, yeah. So you don't really want to be dealing with that. So how do you deal with situations like that? Take a deep breath, get the kind of brain chemicals that flowing through your body that allow for critical thinking and rational thought to thrive in your body. You don't want to be in a position where you are taking short, chipping breaths, and you're somewhat feeling all choked up and that sort of thing. No, relax, fix your posture. Fixing your posture helps as well. You know, give your chest, and I think it's your diaphragm, give your body that opportunity to take deep, long, bated breaths. And when you are in those kind of positions, this is where you take the time to really think through your issues and focus on, like I said before, focus on positive things. So the next thing I like is practicing mindfulness. Now, there are several schools of thought on how to get your mind into that place of being at peace with situations. I personally like the practice of Stoicism, because one of the core tenets of Stoicism is to let you have that mentality that what is within your control, you address that. What's not in your control, you forget about it. Or you make concerted efforts to what is out of your control, that you seek to gain control of those things. So you increase the kind of power and capability that you're able to have to change your environment and how things affect you. Now, the element of mindfulness, to me, I think that people overlook is that if you are mindful, you are in the presence of your mind and nothing else is there. With that kind of mentality, what you ought to be doing is, to me, two essential things. Accept or have the gratitude for the peacefulness that you are present, you are here. Eckhart Tolle, okay, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, but he basically says that, practicing the power of now knowing that you are in this very exact moment, there's only your existence here. The other thing I would say is the acceptance of death, in whatever form death comes. So what is this death that I'm talking about? What I'm very much specifically talking about is the readiness and the acceptance that whatever is in your life that you love and you hold dear and you appreciate and you take care of and you nurture will come to pass. Every single thing in your life will die. I know that seems a bit morbid to think about, but that is the reality of everything. Accept that nothing lasts forever. The more that you seek to think about this on a daily basis, you let your thoughts dance with the notion and the thought of losing everything in your life, you begin to have that sense of detachment to things that you treasure and you want to keep living on in your life. So the more that you practice being ready to let go of things and to let go the preservation of things that you like in the face of things that can destroy it, you will have no fear because you will just be ready. So I think in the process of us being ready for death, having that clarity of mind, understanding the things that threaten us in our lives or threaten our well-being, when we have these things, it really prepares us to take on the challenges that seem the most daunting tasks for us to engage in life. And it really reminds me of that quote from this probably like the best sci-fi novel of all time, Dune, by Frank Herbert. And it speaks to the Bene Gesserit, I think was the name of the poem, that the character Paul Atreides had to speak to himself as a mantra. And sometimes I like to revisit it myself. And it simply goes like this: I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. Very, very powerful quote. So this brings me to the end of my video, and I hope that with just these simple words, I know they are not too in-depth into some of the detailed practices of how to apply them for your specific situation. If you want to know probably more on psychological practices that could be applied, drop a little comment in the comment section below. Hit a little subscribe button and hit a like button so I could know that you want to see more of this kind of content. And yeah, and I will share some more, because I truly believe that in the face of every adversity, we are compelled to feel these human emotions, fear included. And it is only when we understand the depth of our fears that we can truly see our way to whatever it is that we need to accomplish. So I thank you for joining me again, and I will talk to you in the next one. Have a good day.